In this video, we're going to talk about how to get in and out of the kennel safely. As soon as I approach this kennel front, I toss treats in the back of the kennel so I can move the dog's body in space, and then there's more room for me to enter. Sometimes this will work with some dogs and sometimes it will not work. However, still try to do it so that you can create some space for you to enter the kennel. As you see, I have my slip lead ready in a nice circle so that I can use treats, put my hand through that loop and use treats to lure the dog's head through the loop so that I can fasten the slip lead appropriately. He's busy continuing to eat the treats that were tossed on the ground. Now he engages with me. I feed him through that loop. I decided to kneel down to make it easier to slip lead the dog and to be less confrontational to him. And I decided that because he wasn't jumping up, mouthing, or tugging on my clothes or engaging in any other high arousal type behaviors. So as you see, I have lured him through the slip lead and I look both ways before I exit. And while he's slightly distracted, I am going to close the stopper on the slip lead. So my plan is to walk the black dog all the way to the left. And because I know he has a history of barking and lunging at the sight of other dogs, I decide to drop the guillotines with the dogs adjacent to him to prevent reactivity, barking and lunging at the sight of the other dog. This will help me get the dog out quickly and safely and calmly and will prevent a lot of reaction inside the kennels. Now, this is not always the case considering space constraints, but when it is an option, please try it. So I tossed treats to the back of this dog's kennel, and like I mentioned earlier, it didn't work. He still wanted to engage with me. So I moved into the kennel pretty quickly, and as you can see, he's jumping up. He's really excited. He grabs the leash, but I quickly have that slip lead in a loop and I have treats in my other hand, luring his face through the slip lead so that I can exit the kennel pretty quickly. As you see, I bring the stopper down just a little bit and I open the door and then complete the stopper closed on our way out while he is walking and distracted. Since this dog does jump up and mouth, I'm choosing to walk him on a harness and a chain leash. So I bring him to a designated dressing station where I can take off the slip lead at ease and I can put the harness on. Notice I'm using a lot of food to keep him focused there instead of focused on my handling. I try to avoid looming over him and I kneel down. Despite my efforts to make this low stress, you can see that this dog is conflicted by this interaction. He leaves the second I clip, and then he comes in and leans into me, and he lip licks and licks my face, and then mouths my hand, and those are conflicted behaviors. So in other words, he wants the social interaction. However, me possibly putting the harness on created some internal conflict as well. So when you notice these conflicted behaviors, take breaks from your handling of the dog and move slow and use food. Here you see me bring him back to the kennel where he is definitely a lot less stressed, a lot less jumping up in the kennel. And so I felt comfortable to kneel down and to use treats to help take the leash and the harness off him. You're going to see me try to toss treats away from the door so that I can get out, but instead he does not eat them. So what I decide to do is wait it out, and when he goes to the back of the kennel, that's when I actually exit. Please choose to wait in the kennel if you feel safe about staying inside the kennel. So sometimes it might look like where you're standing up, you've got your hand on the door, you wait about 30 seconds, the dog gets distracted, maybe drinks water, and then you can exit safely.